This is Raging3K here with Laws for Gamers, and this video will be a little more about myself and what kinds of videos I will be making for you, and then after, a little review on a very interesting game. First off, I'll be doing a lot in the next 2 weeks, which includes starting a new Let's Play and also doing a few reviews on current and upcoming games. How about myself? Just so you guys know, I'm a first-year computer science major who is emphasizing in video game development. What this means is that I'll be able to give you guys a more inside knowledge onto how a game works, why there might be some glitches, how a game is being developed, and more. So to start off the review, this game is called Warframe. This game is still in open beta, but is expected to be fully released sometime in November. Reason that I say that is because they have a new founders section that you can pay and you get like special perks and stuff for paying some money. And supposedly that ends in November. Only reason I can think of that ending and them not getting money for that is if they ended the beta. But besides that, this game is developed by a company called Digital Extremes, and to my surprise, uses a homebrewed or company-made engine. Unlike games with similar mechanics, which use the Unreal 3 engine. In case you don't know what an engine is, it is what makes the game run and what does all the thinking in the game. A popular term for an engine is usually a physics engine, which tells the game how hard or how fast an object falls, or basically anything that has to do with physics. Usually an engine covers that. They also cover a lot more that I'm not going to get too in-depth with on this video. But that's the, general overview of that. This game is a first-person shooter that has a structured storyline. Sadly, it's not, free roam. I wish it was. That'd be awesome. But it's not a Halo. It's not, which even then is not a free roam. But you're more limited than even Halo or Call of Duty, I guess you could say. It's set in a time where humans are non-existent, and instead there are alien humanoids who are bred to be warriors. These warriors' mission is to protect the galaxy from an invading force. Halo. No, it's not Halo. But, granted, it's kind of like, okay, well, they bred humans and superhumans called the Spartans to fight off, the Covenant, this alien race. But so it's kind of like that, except you're all aliens. And this game, however, is very intense, and it gives a nice competitive feel without the actual PvP, or at least I haven't found a PvP so far. The game does have a multiplayer capability, and instead of a true PvP, it has a system that when you enter missions, it selects people at random to join the mission with you. You can, however, create a party and play with friends only. The goal is to complete the missions and level up. When you level up, you begin to unlock new powers, armor, and weapons. This game overall, though, is a top-notch game, and I have yet to find any glitches. I mean, when it really comes down to it, it's really just skill, or how well you can shoot. And, it's a fun game to play. Granted, it is a lot of repetition. I do stress that it is a bunch of repetition. This game, if you are not playing it with a friend, or if you aren't really an FPS kind of person, this game probably isn't for you. But if you're cool, pretty much killing the same enemies all the time, but just on different locations, this is a great game. The mechanics are smooth, the shooting is smooth, the transition between weapons is smooth. I mean, heck, the fun part is when you get a run down a hall, and then you just go and you slide across. Or, when you get bashed by a giant shield that, it's amazing. I mean, even the transition between your gun and then, a sword, it's flawless. It is, for a free-to-play game. Now, mind you guys, I haven't said this yet. It is a free-to-play game. It is completely free. The only thing is that you can pay to win. Granted, there's not, a heavy PvP base, so there's not a lot of free, pay to win, because there's nothing to win unless you guys compare stats. But for the most part, if you really work towards it, you can get, stuff in game through in-game currency. That's what I've been doing. I'm still really, I'm still low leveled, so I really can't say much about that. But the guy ahead of me right here, he, if you look at him, he's got some extra stuff, which, granted, he might have paid for, and at this early of a level, I'm assuming he paid for. But you can get all of that in-game, through in-game currency that is not paid for. It's, lately a lot of games have been going with that free-to-play model where, hey, you can play for free, but you can get stuff, but if you really want it now, you got to pay for it with real money, which, I get. If I make a, MMO or some kind of online game in the future, I might adopt that. I don't know. Personally, I agree with either just, all, free or buy it once and you're done. Or if you need a reoccurring, if you need income because it's a planned project that you plan to, have people coming back and paying for new stuff, I think honestly, a WoW type subscription would be the right thing. That is my main hey, yeah, does it cost a lot? Is it annoying sometimes? Especially when you're a college kid on a budget, it is extremely annoying. Very, very annoying. But, it keeps the game developers going, keeps them motivated to keep updating the game with the top quality. And you get access to everything, and everyone is on an equal playing field. And I could see that for more the PvP. Like a game, I'll give an example, which you'll probably see me cover because I do play it, is PlanetSide 2. I mean, that game is literally all PvP. There's nothing else to do but PvP. It is fun, but it is hard. But it's a free-to-play where, like this, you can get everything through in-game currency, or you can pay. Now, to pay, obviously, you can get whatever you want within the matter of minutes. Now, to get in-game currency, it literally takes hours upon hours to get it. I mean, and by the time you get it, when you buy something, it's all gone. So all that time you've spent, you've bought one gun. But, it is a good game. That game, on the other hand, has a bunch of glitches. This game, I have yet to find any glitches. I don't doubt that there are any. No game is flawless. Every game has its glitches. But, this game with its graphics, granted, yeah, they're not the best graphics, but holy cow, for a free-to-play, I like it. And I like the whole third-person aspect. You don't see that common these days. But when you see it common, you see it in the Unreal engines and the Far Cry engine, Far Cry engines. Don't know why I forgot that for a second. But it's a nice relief. It's kind of a, I don't know. I like third person. I've always been a fan of it. I mean, Gears of War was the one that got me into it. The very first Gears of War. That was like, dude, third person's where it's at, dude. Because you can see where your body's at, if you're hiding, how you're hiding, where you're hiding, how well are you hiding. Are you going to get shot from that position? But the only thing you don't get is that first person feel where it's like, oh, you're in the game. You're the one shooting. You're in control. You're aiming down your actual scope, your actual sights, In this game, however, it's like, oh, instead of aiming down your sights, let's just zoom in more. Which, hey, it works out for this game. And for all we know, hey, there could be things floating above their heads that make them view like that. Because if you were to look at the front of their masks, there's no eye holes. Or at least I haven't, not that I've seen. Or maybe I missed it. But I personally don't see how half of them see anything. But this game is fun. The community, however, I will say, is very quiet so far. It's kind of expected. It's in beta. Granted, it's in the end of beta. But it's a quiet community. They don't talk much in-game. But this game is so jam-packed with fighting. It is pretty much non-stop fighting. So there really isn't time to do it. But if you were to play with friends, you could potentially have like someone sniping, another person doing what I'm doing, which is like a reconnaissance or like the light unit. You could have another person who's the juggernaut or the heavy unit who's tanking the entire time. And, you know, you could totally strategize in this game, which, you know, would be fun. I have yet to do it. I've had my friends play a few times. Not their favorite game. They're not quite into first-person shooters. Heck, you'll hear what they talk about. Well, at least a few of them. The other two. But, you know, hey, I enjoy first-person shooters. It's one of my favorite genres. First-person shooters and RPGs. I love, and I emphasize, love MMOs. I'm a person who, yes, I like single-player games. I'll play single-player games. It's fun. Grand Theft Auto, hell, that was amazing. Single-player was absolutely amazing. But multiplayer in any game, it just adds that whole new level of competition. You know, who's got the best stats, who's got the best, you know, armor, who looks the coolest. In Grand Theft Auto, who's got the best car, who's got the best aiming, it's pretty cool. I always love that, you know, and then it brings a community together. I mean, it's really nice to have a community that comes together. They fight each other. They work with each other. 1 second you're fighting, another second, oh god, someone's down. Everyone's working together to bring that person up. You know, this game is kind of like that. For the most part in this game, you're pretty solo. I mean, you guys kind of I've noticed, go their own way. They walk their own way, you know. Everyone takes kind of a different direction. But then when someone's down, or, you know, when it finally is like, you know, hey, come together, we need to. Everyone just kind of comes in together, rushes, kind of like that boss, and we just go and destroy them, and that's just, you know, the greatest experience from an MMO. But, yeah, and then for you who don't know what an MMO is, I don't know how you wouldn't, but it's a massive multiplayer online, so a lot of people online on, like, one server or on a bunch of different servers. You know, it's fun. But just kind of off topic, just so you guys know, a few games I'm kind of thinking of getting into, maybe doing some Let's Plays. Eventually, I want to do some GTA 5 online Let's Plays. And then I'm going to do a lot of these as Let's Plays. Warframe. I actually really enjoy Warframe. It is really fun. Another game that I wouldn't mind, you know, looking into is Full Points Bulletin. It's a fun game. Check it out. It's the is it the Unreal? Yeah, it's the Unreal Engine, I believe, which is very similar to this. It's that third person, but this is kind of like a GTA mix. So it's pretty cool, and it is open world, free roam kind of, and then eventually I'm gonna have a few where I'll be playing some betas of some certain games that are coming out soon, and yeah. Oh god, I derped so hard right here when I was doing this. I mean, I could not figure out how to get up on this wall. I didn't even know you could climb walls. That's just how awesome this game is. And just so you guys know what I was thinking and doing at that second, it was like, oh god, why can't I go up? I'm jumping, I'm starting to run. And then eventually soon, I don't know if it's this one or the next one, or a few after, I kind of discovered, oh, keep jumping, don't let go of the spacebar. And, you know, I was like, oh, and then I finally got up. But granted, you gotta watch me do it a few times like a, you know, big noob. But, you know, this game is so cool and all the things they implement. I mean, jumping off walls, sliding around. I mean, you can go and tuck and roll. You know, it is just fabulous. And then, you know, you have machine guns, shotguns, snipers, handguns, swords. I mean, you name it, it's pretty much there, you know. Except I don't think there's grenades. But there are explosive rounds in certain guns that I've seen where people just like shoot and it's like boom, and you're just like, oh. But this game's fun. I will definitely probably do some Let's Plays in the near future of these, or maybe some live commentary. But hey, just so you guys know, and I know I say this a lot, I'm new to this. Sorry for all my stuttering. I'm still trying to figure out how to do these, and what's the best way to go about it, and how do you keep coming up with new things to talk about. And it's hopefully this isn't as bad as I think it might be. But hey, with time comes improvement, and I just it'll take me a while. I'm definitely better live when I'm in the moment, so maybe I'll do that next, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, no, so when you're done, it gives you a mission complete, stats and how you did, how your KD, and this is going to wrap that up. So I'll see you all in game.